Hello and welcome to the tileaisle.com training for our tile calculator. Now we've created a tile calculator that's going to help you determine the perfect recipe for your tile project that fits within your design, taste, and budget so that you get the perfect job that fits within all three of those parameters. Now at the top of this particular calculator, we just have placeholders for information that you can look at and use for your particular location. And of course, the three partners in the Tile Aisle Total Tile Package: Ace Hardware, Daltile, and Custom Building Products. Now remember that with the Total Tile Package from Tile Aisle, once you determine the tile that you're going to use from our 5 different price groups. Now if you haven't already seen that, you can go to the main web page, click on the tile selections and pricing packages and actually look at it, or you can look at the sample boards on the Tile Aisle kiosk at your local Ace Hardware. But once you've decided upon your price group, that's all you need to determine in terms of all the other materials that you're going to need to complete your project. Because the total tile package means that we will figure out for you how much thin set, grout, and other setting options that you'll need to complete the project, whether you're going to do it yourself or if you're going to select a Tile Aisle installer to do the job for you. So 4 steps to using the calculator. Very simple, very easy, and don't worry about breaking the calculator. Cannot break it. In fact, we encourage you to play around with it as much as possible, again, to find that perfect recipe that fits within your budget, design, and tastes. So let's click back out of here well, let's click back in actually, rather. Let's say that you've looked at the tile and you've decided on a group 3 tile. So although this doesn't have the particular tile that you're looking at, you'll know the price groups by, again, either looking online or through the sample boards at the Ace Hardware. So you've selected a group 3 tile, and you've taken the other trainings on how to measure and do layout, so you already know how much your square footage is. So let's say that you've determined a 300 square foot floor area. You've measured out, let's say, 100 linear feet of base, and you've decided that you want, you're roughly going to put in about a 10% accent. 10% of the total floor is going to be an accent stripe or some kind of decal system, and that would give you 30 feet of accent. So we see over here the estimated material costs only. That means that you're going to pick up the materials and do the project yourself. And this again would include all of the thin set and grout and other setting options that we'll get to in just a second. It's all calculated for you, and you go pick it up and you're on your way. And if you decided to go with a total tile package with installation, then this is the estimated pricing. Now keep in mind that these are just estimated costs. They're going to be very close, but there may be some variances up or down, possibly. You never know. So be prepared for that, and also Uncle Sam and the local and state tax collectors not included, so beware of that as well. Anyway, so we'll move on. We've determined our footages. That's the second step in using the calculator. Now we have setting options. You may have a very uneven subfloor that needs to be leveled or floated, and you may select that. Let's say that you want waterproofing, that this is a laundry room, or you're on a second floor, that you don't want any possible chance of any kind of leaking coming down, so you choose waterproofing. Then you're looking at epoxy grout, and you've heard the great things of epoxy grout, but that it's more of a commercial installation. That may or may not be true, but the great thing about it is you can click on the epoxy grout to see how that's going to affect your costs. And if you want to go with the epoxy or a premium grout, you can do that, but let's say that that puts you out of your budget, and so you deselect that and you're back to where you originally were. Then the last step in using the calculator is the custom building products warranty. Now, as you move up in their setting and grout materials systems, they can offer you a longer and longer warranty that comes directly from custom building products. So as long as that the job is completed and installed correctly, if there's ever a failure in materials, they'll replace the system for you. So you can go through and select any one of these, but you can also, what's kind of cool is you just can kind of click on the 10-year, see how that affects, 15-year, and then lifetime, and see how each one of those levels, I mean, the difference between a 5-year system and a lifetime on this particular job looks roughly about $400. That may be worth it to you. Again, it's what fits within your style, your design, and your budget. So the last thing that we want to look at is the second section down here, which is the wall tile. Now, you may only be doing floor, or you may be doing floor and wall. Let's say that you're doing a bathroom. 300 square feet is maybe a little bit big for a bathroom, but let's just say, you know, that it's what you're going to do. So let's say that you've selected maybe a group 2 pricing for your wall tile in this situation, and you have a little bit less. Let's say that you have 200 square feet of wall to do. Your trim may be a little bit more because than your base might be, because you may be going up around wainscot and tub surround, that kind of thing. So let's say that you have 100 linear feet of trim, and you've decided to go with a little bit higher percentage. Let's say that you're going to do a 30% accent stripe, and so that would give you 60 square feet. Now again, if we look down here, this is how our materials costs only. You're going to set it yourself, and if you go with an installation package, that's how your numbers are going to be affected. And let's say, wow, you think, let's see what it would look like with no accent stripe. And I will caution you here, if you can change any of these footages at any time, but if you just simply delete out, look what happens if you don't replace it with at least a 0. NAN. I don't know if that really means not a number, but for our calculator, that's exactly what it means. It means that it needs a number in order to complete the transaction or the calculation correctly. So all we have to do is put a 0 in, and we're back up. So all of these footage boxes need at least a 0 in order for the calculator to work. So let's say that you've decided, wow, I don't really need an accent stripe. I can live without it. But let's say that you definitely want backer board, which is the cementitious backer board from Custom Building Products, and that you want to put waterproofing over that to make sure that this project of yours lasts a long, long time, and that to make sure that you're going to go with the lifetime premium products. So there you have your installation estimated costs, and you can decide if this is a project that you feel like you can tackle yourself and what those estimated costs are going to be, or if you want to have it professionally installed, you can have a tile aisle installer complete the project for you. Again, don't be afraid to mess around with this. If you want to see what a group 5 pricing will be, you can come over here, click that. You can leave all the footages and everything else in and just see what how your overall pricing is going to be affected. If maybe you want to go with a group 1 on top and a group 5 on wall, again, you can just play around with it and see what fits within your particular situation. Okay, that's the training on the tile aisle tile calculator. We hope you've enjoyed it. Have fun with it, and when you found the perfect recipe for what fits within your situation, give us a call, come on into the Ace Hardware, or simply click on this button here below to do the online form. Thank you and have a great day.